I welcome you all to this special session, which is combined. Uh, First part of the meeting will be dedicated to a short lecture from the practice. The Anna Rita, our colleague from Naturpolis, will give a short lecture about seasonality, and the term seasonality will be our main topic of discussion today. When we met in Zafra, most of you were there, we noticed that seasonality is a real challenge, a strong issue to discuss between different stakeholders, between SMEs, and we believe that sharing the experiences can help you to find new ideas how to find the solutions to challenge the seasonality. This event is about seasonality, and it is structured in three main points. First, it is about the lecturing. Anna Rita will give us some short presentation. After that, we will present you very shortly three good cases, three good examples of the SMEs, how they face the challenges of seasonality. And at the end, we have approximately 1 hour to give you the word, to give you the space just to talk about to seasonality. We have prepared, of course, some questions, some of the starting points, but well, because we know that you you have many experiences about this, the idea is that we exchange the different views on the seasonality, and we try to find the new solutions, new innovative ways for each of your SME. This is all for the first introduction. I would like to remember you that the event is recording, and that I would like to ask you that you mute your microphone just to improve the sound of Anna Rita, which will give us the lecture. And now we can go to the first point of today's meeting. Anna Rita Zulander is the project manager at Naturpolis. She is working on Rethinking North project. This project is to develop the year-round destination. So basically, she is deeply into she's deeply into the finding the solutions of seasonality. And this project, Rethinking North, by this project they try to increase demand during low season months and create new production like gravel biking for international tourists target group. Main themes of the project include extending the length of the stay and the developing low season periods. Year-round development will also involve improving accessibility for more efficient travel chains. So this was the introductions, and now I'm giving the floor to Anna Rita.
Hello and greetings from my side as well, and nice to be here with you. And I hope Julia and Eric got my presentation, and I hope it works, so fingers crossed.
Yes, just let me know when you want to go to the next one, okay?
Yes.
Say to me next. That's okay.
Yes, that's good.
That's perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, so I'm happy to be here with you to share my thoughts about seasonality in tourism, and my perspective in this moment is mostly about from the destination point of view. My background is in Ruka-Kuusamo area for the last 5 years. I've been working in different kinds of tourism projects, and all of them have been focusing on international tourism, and so is this current project as well. So it is called Rethinking North, Building Success in Year-Round Tourism. So we are right in the core of seasonality. If we go to the next slide, we can see the ideas what international visitors have about Ruka-Kuusamo or Finnish Lapland as a destination. So it's a winter wonderland. You come here to admire the snow, the amount of snow, the coldness, the starry skies, the northern lights. And also in the next slide, you come here to experience winter activities, something that you don't usually have at home. But then in the next slide, I have a question that are we only a winter destination? Is there something more to us? And the answer is yes. Yes, we are a year-round destination. We have so many things to offer year-round, but in the ideas of big public, we are only a winter destination. There's a big question about that is that they don't the idea of Finnish Lapland as a winter wonderland is it's a concept. It's something that it's very hard to bring summary pictures into that concept that is in people's mind. But in the next slide, we can already see ideas of that there are so many interesting different kind of things that you can come into the area to experience during the months without snow. For example, encounters with reindeer. That is, of course, something that you can do during winter time, but when you do it during summertime, it's very different. It's very unique, and of course, the surroundings, the midnight sun, for example, it makes the experience a whole different compared to the experience with the reindeers during winter time. Well, in the next slide, we can get the idea of about the nature that it is yet again very different compared to winter and summer. During winter, all the rivers they are frozen, the lakes are frozen. You don't see running water anywhere. But during summertime, it's practically everywhere. The rivers are running free, and the lakes are beautiful. And in the next slide, we can get the picture of the uniqueness that the months without snow, what they bring. For example, double auroras, the ones on the sky and then the reflection on the water. That is something that you never see during wintertime because the lakes are frozen. So these kind of very special points are there, and they are there, and the locals they understand, they see it, and they witness these moments. But the big publics and the general audience, they don't have a clue about these magical moments. And in the next slide, when we go there, after summer comes the autumn time, and the autumn colors. Yet again, a very different atmosphere. The light is very different. The sun shines from a different angle, and it paints the landscape in different tones compared to winter or summer. So I would say the variety of seasons is something that a visitor very rarely gets to taste because they come here only for 1 week or only during one season. So the variety is something that is quite oftentimes hard to communicate, that even though there's a same landscape, you come there during different seasons, it's always different. The colors are always different. The tone of the sunlight, it's always different. So the variety, it's there, but yeah, it's sometimes hard to communicate in a way that would appeal to the audience and the travelers. And also in the next slide, we can see that it's you can experience also autumn time and in different ways, and having activities all year round. You can do biking during summertime, you can do biking in the autumn time in the different landscape, and also you can do biking during winter time. You can your equipment is a bit different when you have those flat bikes with big tires during winter time. So you can have your activity that you love all year round in the area. But yeah, this is about the background that we are. But in the next slide, we see the facts and figures about the destination and about the seasonality, how the room occupancy varies throughout the year within different months. So winter season, starting from November all the way to April. It's our main season, the season with snow-based activities. But after that comes the May, which is a spring season for us. Spring is oftentimes hard. May for us, especially because we might have snow, but we might not have snow. It's hard to say that what are the conditions in May, and but it's a very beautiful month. It's for example, during this year, we've seen lots of photographers coming here in May to take pictures of birds. So that is something that it's known to this niche group that it's very nice to come here in May, but the room occupancy rates they drop in May very hard. But if we go to the next one, we can see that we have set ourselves a goal, how to what to work on during the coming years in order to increase the room occupancy rates during our low seasons from May to October, and our goal is to have the room occupancy to 42%. So it's a big goal for us. We can see that for some months, for example, July and September, they are already in a quite good condition. July is the holiday season of Finnish people, and September is the time of autumn colors in the area. So that's why they are like big peaks. But May, June, August, October, they are dropping. So that's why those are the months that we would like to work on in the future. And this is something that we are doing in my project, which I'm working on at the moment. But in the next slide, we can see a development from a longer period of time. So starting from 2020 until last year. So we can see that the room occupancy has been something like 30%, little bit below, little bit higher. And after the COVID years, 2020 to 2021, there was nice years for us because of the increase of domestic tourism. But after that came a bit drop, and we are in a big picture, we are on a good way, but the growth is very graduate, quite slow, and that's why we have to work actively for this thing, because it doesn't happen automatically. And in the next picture, we can really see that the room occupancy rate for last year was 34%, and if you click next time, so the goal was 42. So we still have a long way to go, and this is the reality that we live in, and also this is something that we are actively working on. In the next slide, we can see the top 10 nationalities in the area. So you can see the top, the first place is for domestic tourists in the area. So 80% of our area's visitors are domestic visitors. And if you click next slide, so we can see that 20% of overnights are international overnights. So we are a big favorite of domestic visitors in the area, and if we think the previous pictures that we saw, that we have to work on the low season tourism. So we have to think that where is the potential? Where can we have the better numbers for our low season? So since we already have such a high rate of Finnish overnights in the area, we have identified that our way to increase the overnights and the seasonality during low season is to have more international visitors. So because the number of international visitors is relatively low in our area, when we look at the whole year, we have to work on the markets and the nationalities that we would like to attract to our area. In the next slide, we see a picture of registered overnights in Kuusamo, May, October, so starting from 2010 up to 2023. And we can see that the highest bar, it's German visitors in the area. So it's our most important nationality during the low season that we have. There's a big drop on 2020. Well, that's because of the COVID, but after that there has been a very good growth and a recovery within the German overnights in the area. And after that, second biggest is the Dutch overnights, which has also recovered and actually grown very well after the pandemic years. But then the overnights from UK and from Spain hasn't returned to the same level that they were before 2020 and 2019. So this is what is like the current situation and also the history behind these registered overnights within our top nationalities. But if you click to the next slide and once again, so we can see that you can please click on. So this is the bar. This is the same period of time, but now we have included there the Finnish overnights. So you can see that we have lots of Finnish overnights in the area during our low season, and all the other nationalities that I mentioned before, they are so low there in the bottom that you can not even see if there is one line or four lines. So that is our situation. That's the domestic overnights. They are of course important to us, but if we want to grow outside of July and outside of September, we have to have a potential from these other nationalities that could visit us during May, from May to October. But then in the next slide, we have figured out some kind of steps and ideas what we are working on. So we are, for example, paying attention in the offering and services what our area has in the area during low season. We have actively identified USPs, unique selling points for our low season, and started working on them. Gravel biking is a good example from that. In the area, we have had mountain biking opportunities for years, and also Ruka Bike Park, which is a downhill biking area in Ruka ski resort area. But our next step in the theme of biking was gravel biking, because we can see that gravel biking is a big trend in Europe and globally, and to have a new attraction in the area that is possible to do in our low season, so during the season without snow. And also in addition to having like new attractions in the area, we are paying attention to develop activities that are year-round. For example, sauna, which is very important for Finnish people. You can do sauna whenever. If it rains, you can do sauna. If it's a beautiful sunny day, you can do sauna. It's not dependent on the weather conditions, for example. And so is also food and gastronomy. People have to eat every day, so that is something that you can do also in a way that creates memories and experiences, to make food yourself, a guided food making experience, for example. But then one important thing is to be capable of identifying the summer customer or the autumn customer. So that is something that we need to work on, because the customer profile is different when you compare our I would say normal winter customer and then the summer customer. Usually during winter time, it might be a British family coming with a charter flight for 1 week. They do Santa Claus activity and some downhill skiing and something else. So mainly staying in the ski resort area and around services. But then if we think about the summer customer, it is most probably a person from Central Europe, a German from the Netherlands, a person who is interested in nature, hiking, biking, staying active in the nature, and also to do things with him or herself. Also, not only guided activities and so, but these what I just told. They are quite like stereotypical nuances from our area, but it's important to identify that for who is our destination during our low season, because we cannot like copy the high season customer to the low season customer, because it's most probably a different customer. Then we have events that are held during our low season. For example, we have this trail running competition in May. It's called Nats Karhunkierros, and it's about running the famous Karhunkierros hiking trail. There are like different lengths for the running. So the most longest one is 160 kilometers of hiking in the national park, and the shortest one is 32 kilometers, and yeah, something like that. So see, events is a very good way to draw attention to the low seasons. Then, of course, as a destination, we have to pay attention that we are like supporting our local businesses to help them to develop the low seasons, because as a destination we don't have our own offering. Our local businesses, they have the offering, they do the business with the customers. So to provide them with opportunities, for example, to connect with tour operators, we organize fam trips during low season, so that our local companies can actually have actual partnerships with tour operators so that they would find partnerships and to create business for the local companies. And also it is good to like have this kind of local connection with the businesses, to come together every now and then and talk about things, and also to, how would I say, give the local businesses a good wake-up call that now it's the end of winter season, now it's time to work on the summer season or the autumn season, that you have to live well in advance, so to speak. So if it's May already, so you're too late to promote your summer because the summer is practically there. So you have to be prepared always for the next and the next season. And in the second point, marketing and partnerships are a big part of creating new opportunities for our low season. So Finnish Lapland in general, it doesn't exist in people's mind as a summer destination. It's about Santa, it's about reindeers, it's about huskies, but it's not about hiking trails. It's not about running waters in the river. We have to do a lot of PR and marketing in order to create images for people in their minds that what there is during summertime, during autumn time, because they don't know. So marketing and PR are a very important thing in this development of seasonality, and also to work together with other destinations. Well, Visit Finland is our national tourism organization. So to have partnerships not only by ourselves and locally, but also within a broader area. And yeah, there's the one question, please.
Anna, you have 2 minutes left, but
Yes.
finish your interesting presentation.
Yes, yes, and this is my last slide, so no worries. And yeah, and yes, and also to deepen the partnerships with tour operators. So if you have a good winter partnership, if you have a good connection to some tour operator during your high season, so why not to develop the good partnership to be a year-round partnership? So, and if you click to the next. So this is my last point, is the accessibility. In order to build the total travel chains for people coming here. So we have to pay attention to accessibility, which is a topic in our area because we don't have a railway in Kuusamo. We have an international airport that's very good, but the connections during summertime are not that good at the moment. So that is something that we have to work on in different levels in order to have improvements for that. But yeah, the last slide is my thank you slide, and I would like to thank you for your attention, and I hope I could bring some thoughts for you during this this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Rita, for your very interesting presentation, which has brought us to the next point. Anna showed us how, based on data and experiences, how serious the challenge of seasonality could be for the region and their SMEs, companies, and also other institutions. In the next point, we would like to show you that all the regions which are included to the project face the challenge of seasonality, and all the SMEs somehow they have to respond to this issue. Again, for once more time, we should stay in Finland. Now three good examples will be presented, and I kindly invite the SME Arctic Stargazing Tours to present their solutions, to present their challenges. I think Alexi will give us a short presentation. Alexi, I already know you, and I know that you speak a lot from the last events. You have 5 minutes.
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Nodding will do. All right. I actually wrote a few slides down, but I suppose we're not going to go through them. But as Anna went through here, we had seasonality that was based mostly on winter time. Well, essentially here in the very northern part of Europe, in the Arctic, within the Arctic Circle, Arctic stargazing tours, as the company name presents, stargazing is something that you kind of need to have, number one, the stars visible through when you're using a telescope, and number two, enough darkness so you can see them, even if you have a clear sky, but there's too much light from artificial sources or from, well, natural sources, it still occupies you from doing the activity that your business is doing. So extending the season from the current mid-August to late August until late March to early April is, of course, a challenge. Stargazing that takes place during the winter months and then the shoulder seasons, when you still have enough darkness, but as you're losing the dark 4 to 8 minutes every day, you're kind of pushing away that time window that you're able to provide your service. It goes further and further into later and later at night that then the visitors might not be able to take this time slot in their calendar. So for summer and this bright time of the calendar year, Arctic stargazing tours provides now, well, single stargazing, which happens to be our sun. So there are these specific filters for a telescope that you can take these close-up looks on the sun like you've never seen before, which is quite liked. But also there's the midnight kind of sun appraisal tours. So there's hiking and kayaking, and then there's boat trips. What all of these contain is, of course, the same astronomy knowledge as you would get during the winter season. However, you're a bit occupied on seeing the stars themselves. That's why perhaps 50% of all the products and the income that I'm able to generate during the summer season, which is 1/4 or 1/5 of the total revenue, is I use my cloudy night planetarium and virtual stargazing material that I already use on my tours, and I apply it to the summertime, and I make it as a standout product. It's lower cost for the customer, it's lower in duration, but it includes all of the same material that I already use. So for me as a business, for me as an entrepreneur, it's very cost efficient. I have the resources needed, and the marketing material. So all in all, I try to apply something that I already have to those months that are most challenging for me, in order for me to put resources into investing into something new. But of course, there's always something.
Okay, thank you, Alexi. We will go a little bit southward now to the Spain, and I would like to give the word to Spanish SME, the company, the SME. Who I need your help now.
Okay,
Verde.
Viendo Verde, Alejandro Palomo.
Viendo Verde, yeah. Okay.
If I'm not wrong, he's here.
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm going to tell you more or less quickly what we do to avoid the seasonality here. Okay, we are a company that we made nature experience But here it is very, for example, in spring you have a lot of work, but the rest of the year you haven't got this work. But we used to make different things that we are going to explain. For example, what we made in spring or in autumn is to make wild watching with wild animals. In each season or in each month, you have different, for example, different species of birds, and we make that like a principal activity. But in other seasons, we make too nature photography. We like the nature photography, and we have like a team of that. And later we sell all these photographies or videos to different companies, to news, to webs, or to the government and the administration to to make more publicity of the places. Okay, for example, in the weekends we have more tourists like in, for example, in from the Monday to the first day. No, uh, so we have um, programs with the university or with academies or with particular people, and we make there like education of nature or of tourism. For example, with the university, we made a little art workshops during 3 or 4 months, and we teach how recognize the different kind of birds, for example. Or later we make tourist too, of tourism, of how you can make like your business company in tourism in our region. Later, for example, we work in a national park, and in the national park we have different activities. One is with like normal tourists, but later we have two programs with schools. And from the Monday to Friday, we work a lot with schools or with like all people groups that they have all the time to practice tourism and enjoy the national park where we work, that is Monfragüe in Extremadura. Later, for example, we make two like little master class of something of the nature. Um, we make promotional tourism videos of our city, of another cities of our region, of birds, of an protected nature area, and we make that. Uh, and later we have specific activities in each season. For example, we live near a valley that is covered of cherry trees, and in spring it is very beautiful. It has a lot of flowers, and we sell activities like in this valley. In spring with the flowers, in summer with the fruit, the cherries. In autumn, for example, there is a lot of water, and we go to see different waterfalls. For example, of birds, we have a specific activity that is visiting the place where thousands of cranes come in winter to pass the winter in Extremadura, and we make this as activity only around the crane. We have two cork oaks, and the we make activities to see, for example, in summer, how the people work kitting or taking out the cork of the trees. In winter, we have the Iberian pork or the Iberian pigs. So we go to the dehesas, that it is our principal ecosystem, to see how is the management of these Iberian pigs, and later they taste the Iberian ham. Um, Something very important for us is to make alliances, different alliances with other companies. So we have different that alliances with companies of sport, for example, to make routes in e-bikes or in kayaks, or to see some place where we don't work, or cultural guides. And we we can work more days in the year. We
Alejandro,
may,
with alliances, we will come back to you because we have a special point talking about alliances
okay.
and connections. Now, I would like to give the word to the last SME from Romania as a good example in this session. It's a company SME step by step. Thank you, Alejandro, and Alexei
Thank you.
too. To Claudia Popelka, a tour guide. She's a tour guide, and I kindly invite her to present her experiences fighting the seasonality.
You're on mute.
Hello. Yes. Nice to see you all again. Well, part of the situations that my colleagues already mentioned. So I'm Claudia Popelka from Step by Step Travel Romania, situated in Sibiu, Transylvania. We are working now to improve our services. So we made a plan containing basically, so it's a planning, a marketing purpose, a design purpose, and then a strategy. For the planning, we thought about starting our website that will present our opportunities. Our main focus with the projects is on astrotourism right now. Me and my colleague Magda, who is an astronomer, we are developing the deep dark sky opportunities that we are featuring in the area. It's basically a niche that is not developed in the area, and thanks to my colleague Magda, we started this project last year. So we have a couple of regions here that can be, let's say, that can be developed, because we don't have this type of activities in the region. So through our website, we want also to promote all year-round tours, actually, to reduce the impact and promote the areas. We started actually before LookUP project, before being into the LookUP project. We started last year with astrotourism observation. So what we actually did, we've been at the sunset in the region. We have approximately 40 minutes from here. One of the highest, let's say, not quite peaks, but regions that can contain a dark sky, from where we can see different changes, because we are featuring lots of changes during these present moments. As you saw a couple of weeks ago already, we started to have aurora as well in Romania. So what we did actually, it was talking about maintaining the ecosystem. We talked about the pollution that we have in the region, and we can basically reduce. And we also took into consideration the fact that we don't have the light pollution still in the region, which is absolutely amazing for us. So definitely the season starts approximately, depends, maybe April, maybe May, until the end of October, November. But another advantage that we have in the region is that we have the possibility to go skiing. I'm also a ski instructor, so because of this, we can also start having tours, maybe a backcountry skiing at sunset. because we don't offer just deep sky or night sky observations. We also have daylight observations to observe the basically the stains of the sun. What's happening right now? Basically, the sun it's featuring different challenges and different changes actually at this point. So we can observe through the lens of a telescope different marks that the sun leaves. And also we want to make the community understand that at this point the sun, the changes of the sun can affect more the population. So basically creating these kind of tours, day tours, night tours, we want to make a constant out of them, not to think that okay, it's April or it's December. We don't want to take into consideration necessarily the month so that we can make a tour. We want to make to be able to have the hiking tour whenever we want. And as a backup, for example, if it's maybe the weather conditions are not well, to support also the local community and the local producers, we thought about going into local communities, local houses, properties, farms, and have these experiences basically from there. Maybe oversleep there if they get the chance, if they have the chance to have a couple of rooms there to provide us accommodation. If it's okay for people that want to sleep in the tent, to sleep in the tent whenever it's a good weather. So we want to take care of also of the local producers, so that we can also lower a little bit the number of the people leaving the countryside. Because if the people are leaving the countryside for let's say more or community, like safer, or I don't know, not quite safer, let's say at the countryside, whenever you're having a farm and you need to take care of the farm, basically it's harder than just staying in a city and going at the supermarket and buying whatever you need. So definitely this is the easy way. So to help them improve their status at the countryside and not to leave their houses there, to move just in an apartment in the city, into the city, we try also to help these local producers to improve their incomes and to make them understand that we still have and we have the opportunity to save the rural areas.
Okay, Claudia, you also had to the connection and association with locals and other stakeholders. Thank you, and I think we will come back to this issue for sure. And what I wanted to also identify as very important contribution, you said you are the ski instructor. I think the gaining new knowledge and offer the new services is something which is key in this fighting of the seasonality everywhere. But again, this is only my viewpoint. Now we are going to start the last and the most, maybe the most important, the most, thank you to all the presenters. Also, Anna Rita, I was very quick at the end of her lecture. Thank you all for your contribution. And now we are starting the last point of this meeting. It's about you, all other SMEs, which you have a lot of experiences from different regions of Europe. The seasonality is borderless. It is facing the seasonality is shown in very diverse ways in different regions, but I think that the problems are everywhere the same. And I would like to begin just as an icebreaker with a Slido question. Julia, Julia is my technical assistant today. Julia will show you a slide or question, and I want to give you an opportunity just to contribute you to this virtual question, just to get the feeling what kind of questions, what kind of challenges are hidden under the seasonality challenge. So Julia will present the slide.
Yes, my colleague Almudena will send the link through the WhatsApp, through the chat, so you will have access.
Yeah, so through the chat, we already got, and just you have a minute or two. What are the basic question is what are the most significant challenge you face due to seasonality in your specific tourism sector, and we would like to collect the basic data about this from this group, which is now here in the Teams. Oh, we have the first answers. Somebody said no income in this part of the year, which is very obvious issue, very how I would say very core problem of the seasonality. You can observe that many responses, they show the similar issues. No incomes, the service is not in the core product of the business. Then we also stationality, lack of tourists, which is connected to lack of revenue. Yes, another answers are coming. Yes, this is interesting for yoga events. It's difficult to find locations that can accommodate large groups of people that can practice yoga inside the location. And also the operators are not very open to create touristic packages for the winter time. We are still waiting 2 of the participants, but I think that we have shed light on the core questions. For the discussion which will be followed, because this is digital, this is the digital event. We have another question. It's worth investing to develop and brand new products for the summer season based on the volume. These are important thoughts about the discussion. I would lower number of flights, lower income, marketing focused mainly on the season. About the marketing, we have already heard here today from different SMEs, and also Anna Rita said that marketing is an important issue just to market not just not just to market the season time, but also off-season time, and this is very important issue that has to be outlined here. Okay, Julia, now I think we can stop sharing the screen. About the discussion, I just want to say we have almost 30 people here, and we have to set the rules that we will not talk above everywhere, so we have to set some basic rules. If you want to contribute, just raise the hand, as I already did, because we cannot afford that everyone will speak at the same time. I will start with some questions, and afterwards it's your turn to contribute with your responses, with your experiences. I kindly invite all the SMEs to participate with short answers, with your questions, with your experiences. I'm not sure if everyone will get a word for each question, but I will try to make it very equal, so you all of you will have opportunity to talk. So the first question that was already shown in the presentation: how does your seasonality impact on your businesses and operations and revenue? We saw that the problem is everywhere quite similar. Can you share your experiences? What kind of problems do you face with the seasonality? And again, for the contribution, just raise the hands and I will give you a word.
Would you please repeat the question?
Okay, the question is, how does seasonality impact your business operations and revenue? Can you share specific examples from the regions? Tomasz?
Yes, hello everyone. So mainly what Anna-Rita already mentioned, it was describing quite well the situation here in the Lapland. So basically, like our high season in north of Finland is winter. So all the also like the how to get to our destination is much easier in the winter, because also the flying companies like Finnair or the other, like let's say the Finnair's example, they are focused very much. So there is a lot of opportunities, and it's very easy for tourists to get here. And then when it's the season ends, so it's usually like end of March, beginning of April, the number of the flights lowers very much to even like 2, maybe 3 flights per week, which then Finnair is not very much developing the flights more to Kuusamo. There is still like the flights to Rovaniemi and Oulu, but of course, like if somebody is coming for a shorter holidays, let's say even like 1 week, then spending 2 or 3 days to get to the destination, it might have a big impact on the decision. So I mean like a destination, so like marketing also other ways of destinations, because also we have very good train connection, and maybe focusing more on like well, from Oulu to Kuusamo, for example, is just 2-3 hours of transportation. So that's might be also the one option. So this is like the one thing which have a huge impact on us. And basically like the May, it's a dead season, so it's not happening anything here. But then June, July, August, September, I think until October, it's a huge potential for that. But also one thing what we are also facing, I think the big problem here, it's the problem with the insects here. It's maybe quite a funny thing, but it's actually a serious problem. a lot of people, it's actually like also finding a lot of informations or like Googling what's the insect situation. So the mosquitoes, and also like the repeating for the many years that this mosquito situation in Finland, it's so bad that the people just don't want to come here because they think that they will be eaten alive. Which I live here for 6 years and I'm still alive, so it's the good proof that it's not that bad. But I think that's also what we need to focus. So people rather come to here in the winter because it's market more, but also then the and it's a better accessibility. But in the other seasons we are lacking of the tourism because low more poor accessibility, and of course like this this bad marketing what was done for many years about like, well, the nature it's not welcoming, I think, in that. So that's what I would say, that how it's impacting us in that matter. So we have very busy winter seasons, I would say even too busy, but in the other seasons we are trying more like to survive to another winter. That's from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Especially for the insects and the flights. These are two very important issues for the regions, for the tourism itself and seasonality. And we will come back to this question. Nicolas, I noticed you wanted to say something. You raised the hand.
Yes, but I'm not sure that I thought that it was the same question that the first question that you asked us to answer. So I'm not sure I have many things to say.
It doesn't matter. You just go.
Okay. I think from our side it's a bit special because it's just the first year of operation, you know. So I would say taking the experience that we had during this winter, globally, as we are offering stargazing mainly, and activities linked to the sky in the northern part of the Extremadura, it is possible to offer this type of activity during winter when there are not cloudy nights. Of course, there are more cloudy nights during winter than during summer. And the alternative that we are looking for at the moment, because as I said, it's our first year of activity, is to offer other type of activities and diversifying the type of activities that we offer. One of them is offering workshop. We don't consider that we are only a tourist-oriented company. We also want to work with the educational system, and we are working with schools too. And so we are offering workshops, talks, and we are trying to establish synergies with hotels and countryside houses that host tourists here in the area. So that's it. At the moment, we have seen that it is possible to operate during winter. Of course, there is a lower level of activities, but I would say I would like to talk about that in 2 or 3 years and see if we have found the good answer to that. We are not fully operational at the moment. I won't say anymore.
Nicholas, but you show us something similar that Claudia said. You said you are not just strictly oriented towards tourism, but you also work on other fields. So you are not strictly tourism SME, but you also see an opportunity to the fields which are related but not exclusively. So this is kind of, I would say, diversification. It's
Yes.
similar to Claudia. So this diversification and new skills, new knowledge, this could be a way how to think about tackling the seasonality. Thank you, thank you. I'm sure that we will say some words more in the next minutes. Alexei, you raised a hand. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicholas. That was actually really close to home what you said, because you mentioned the word education. And when we talk about education and revenue, that's something of a model that I would like to develop more. And so far, I have a class for 5th to 9th graders at school about astronomy. It's video games, astronomy, you name it. It's an after school activity. But I actually, it is a revenue stream that I'm able to keep as a steady pace that is paid by the municipality, and that's all being invoiced through the company. So of course, every season it's some thousands of euros per season. But when you talk about season and seasonality, the kids need to go on a summer vacation, so then they don't have the after school activity anymore. So I had to come up with something. We talk with the kids, like, what would you like to do during the summer, and then what would the adults and their parents would like to do astronomy wise during the summer. Well, when everyone's on a holiday, they don't really want to do anything else but to do a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So to sell
Yes.
them education on a holiday, I found it's very challenging. But to sell them an experience that might be educative, that's something that I'd look for.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in general, I've seen that the local educational institutions receive very well the possibility to work with them, and I consider that it's a good yes, a real possible source of incomes for us. And also, I think, from outside, I've been working during many years in education, and it's really important. I want to share. It's a passion before than our work. And in general, it's possible to work during the school hours and working directly with the schools. And we have some activities scheduled for next year, October and November. But I think that it's really one of the axes on which we can work. As a part of that, I've been the university hired me to give some astronomy classes. So it's really cool for me because it's from October till June, and well, as I'm sharing a thing that I really like, as I think that you do too, Alexei. It's a good alternative during winter for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just to kind of leave off with this is that for the summer holiday, the development time, of course, there's kayaking, hiking, and then I have a big boat that I take people to, there's a big lake that we live by. But this is all a bit offside of the core business model. It's not really stargazing, it's just tour activity. So I'm a tour provider above everything, and stargazing is the kind of a core business.
Okay.
But developing these different products also gives me time to think what is the value in the product. So if I try something and it's not really profitable, should I cut it down, or should I change it somehow, or should I do some radical changes with it? It's all development time, which is, of course, it's business time. So it might be seasonality. It's an impact in the revenue because you're not making income, but how do you put value into the time that you develop? How valuable is your development time during the summer? Even if it's not making you money directly, if you don't have the time to develop, it's indirectly affecting your high season, because that's the time when you don't have, development time as you would like during the summer. So I think it's just a valuable point.
We have, thank you. We have two hands raised. Juan Antonio, you were the first, and Anna, I also noticed your hand. So Juan Antonio, first you, and then Anna.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely to see you all here again, and just hearing from you and your experiences. As for the last thing you have been mentioning in the last minutes about the training and this kind of activities, working with, especially with teenagers or younger people, and coming all of us just from local small communities, especially, I think this has some other positive impacts, not only in the short term, but also in the medium term, which are, first of all, you also get, by spread of mouth, these new activities that get people interested. When you get the teenagers and youngsters interested in something, even if it's difficult, I know, Alexi, absolutely, but you also take the family with them, which is also a new source of revenue. Here in Extremadura, I don't know if Maria is with us today, but she has been working for the last, Maria from Astogata, she has been working for the last two courses with the schools in her area, and she also promotes then activities with the family for the weekends and so. So that's as a first advantage. Then also, as I said, in these small communities, you also get the people to raise this awareness about the importance, in the case of astronomy, of taking care of the dark sky that we have still till now. So that also helps in the, let's say, short, medium term. But also in the medium, long term, those that has been trained, that has been received this information as teenagers and youngsters, in the end, they are the new tourists in the long term for these activities, and not also astrotourism, but also other kind of activities in the wild, activities in the nature. So I think it's really a win-win activity to take care of, trying to work with the local communities in dealing this training, let's say, even if it's in the afternoon after classes activities, in the weekends, or even during the courses, if you are able to manage to get them through the formal training. Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you, Juan Antonio. This is a very interesting idea, very interesting input. So if I understand correctly, in the time of borderless European Union and global flows, it's important to cultivate domestic tourism too. The children, the teenagers, the families from the region. So this is an important, I would not say the core business, but from the long-term perspective, this is a good opportunity to pay attention into the further development. Thank you, and Anna, you are waiting for the very long time now. It's your, the floor is yours. Anna? Casa El Puy? You are muted, you are muted. We can't hear you.
It's not working.
It's not working.
Now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
No? Yes?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah, good morning to everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to add some issues to discussion. I, as Nicolas, we are, our project started like 1 year ago. We are now entering our 2nd year of activity, but we already experienced this seasonality. So in the last year, we could experience that our best months are spring and autumn. In terms of our activity, because we are offering and hosting experiences and retreats and like different tourist experiences for close groups in our place. And yeah, what we are working now on, and I think some of you mentioned, is like the diversification of the offer, because we know that spring and autumn are good months for us in terms of this activity, but December, January, especially January and February, are like very low activity months. So we are trying to develop new kind of offerings that maybe are not that related to tourism, but to other sectors. For instance, we are thinking to develop some packages for startups or co-working spaces for like companies that want to spend a couple of days or weeks working here. Because these months we saw that there's no possibility, or there is, but it's very difficult to find clients for like just tourism experiences. So we thought that maybe it could be good months for this kind of activities, more related with companies, and also art residencies for artists. So maybe are activities that are not that related with directly tourism, but with other sectors. And that's, I think that's key for us, just to diversify the offer we have and like just investigate which offers are good in each season of the year. So I think that's the key to fight seasonality, at least for us. I don't know if it's the same for the others, but I guess, yeah, it's the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. I don't see any other hands raised. Does anybody has a wish to contribute to this question, or should we move on? Julia, do you see any? No, I think no. It's an important issue that it was opened before about the flights into the region, about the mobility, so how the flows of the tourists come to the region, come to you as an tourist providers and SMEs. What is the way how to speak about these issues with the local authorities and other stakeholders to improve this kind of issues? You cannot organize more flights on your own. This is the key issue. We are too small, we don't have enough influence, but how to speak about these broader territorial issues and with which institutions? What are your experiences? Maybe Tomasz, I know you will raise the hand now. It's other question, also the question of the mosquitoes and other infrastructural challenges. I mean, mosquitoes are not the infrastructure, but all these broader questions of the territorial development of the area, the tourist destination, how to speak, how to address these broader issues. Anna, did you? Tomasz, did you raise the hand?
Yes, if I can speak, then I can say how we try to fix these issues. Just quickly. So about the flights, and of course, like that, we as a small company, we cannot do anything by ourselves, but we are the part of the association here, Tourism Association, which is also which is associating around, I think, 150, if I'm correct, 150 companies in the area. And the representatives from this association, they are just like negotiating with, for example, in our case, with Finnair, how to fix this thing. Of course, like it needs to be like win-win. So it's not that only we will be like the profit. We will get the profits from that, but also Finnair cannot fly it only with one or two passengers on the one flight. So but putting like marketing more from our side or from outside the association, it might help. The other thing what we also as a small company, we are trying to do it by ourselves, just to whenever we have a opportunity to be with the tourism who are coming here, especially like during the winter season, we are also telling them about the alternatives for traveling. That the flights are not only one way, but of course, like telling them about the train opportunities. So that's also the one way. And like our mosquito thing, yeah, I know that it sounds very funny, but when you look on the statistic, how people are Googling, actually the most of the traffic on our website, it's because the people are Googling what's the mosquito situation in Kusamo. And that's because we have this as in our frequently asked questions on our website. It's actually providing us traffic on our website. So that's the actually funny but also terrifying thing, because of course we cannot do anything about it. So definitely we will not start spreading any chemicals to get rid of them, because we don't want to get rid of them. But I think like educating people in the way why they are here and what they are doing, like for example telling like, do you love the blueberries, and do you know that the mosquitoes are the pollinators, and the amount of these mosquitoes actually provide us with these goodies? That's the one way. Or of course like connecting this to our activity, so we are telling the people about the bird life and telling them like connecting that if we take care of this one aspect of biodiversity, so if there will be more birds, then it's the birds are eating mainly this small creatures, so it's like the circle of ecosystem. So and so if we help one, then they will help us, and so this kind of, so I think like an educational way also that might change the way of thinking of people. And also like telling that, well, the mosquito is not only the problem in Finland, but also in or problem, we cannot also tell it as a problem, but there's also the part of the nature in other parts of the world, like for example Sweden and Norway, and they don't have a problem with summer seasons or autumn seasons, for example. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very good point to go further on with the discussion. Does any other SMEs has similar situations, how to tackle with these broader issues? Julia, are there any hands?
No, I think that maybe we can go to the next question.
Next question. Okay, we are almost at the end of the discussion. I'm wondering myself, this lecture and the peer-to-peer session, they have, did you get any new ideas, any new view on the seasonality? For me, it was very interesting this way, these ideas of diversification and how to speak with the broader community to address the broader issues like flies, mosquitoes, and so on. Did you get any new perspectives? I'm wondering about your ideas that you gained today. Any, if you would like to share your experiences about today's events, you are mostly welcome. So do you have, is there any hand raised now? Yeah, Tomas.
Yeah, sorry, I'm overtaking the discussion, but just one thing that just quickly that it seems that only Finland have a problem with the mosquitoes because nobody want to talk about it. But what I actually gained today from this session that yeah, I think this this diversity in the actions and taking part in the education, that's might be the thing to try to fix our problem. At least like we supporting also the local community. Yeah, that's I think helped. So thank you for the idea, Nicholas. Thank you for that. So we will try to implement it also in our actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomas, also for your contribution. Anybody else? Any thoughts or comments? So many people here, more than 30. Okay, then I propose that we should conclude the session. It's almost 90 minutes. Julia, you wanted to remind about an Excel file. You said I have to give you
Yes,
the word
exactly.
at
Can
the
you
end
hear me?
about the... Yeah.
Okay, so basically now that we are trying to boost the networking among you, all the SMEs that are inside of the program, we would like to monitor, let's say, to have track on your different meetings that you are having among you. So we have created an Excel that basically is a way of justify to the European Commission that we tried our best in the networking. So you will receive an email with this document. So in case you are having different calls, informal, formally, it doesn't matter among you. We will appreciate if you can let us know, so we can have all the meetings. We can gather this information. But no worries about it. You will receive the information. And also, I take this opportunity to let you know that we will have the next peer-to-peer session with Sonia, which will be the speaker, in 2 weeks, 2nd of July. I guess that you remember Sonia, the one from Arrabes as well. So you will receive the information as soon as possible. And nothing else. I'm so happy to see you all here. And thank you so much for your participation.
Yes. Also, I would like to say this lecture and peer-to-peer session was built on your input from Zafra. Noted that seasonality challenge is quite an issue in all the regions, which are part of the projects. And the 2nd of July will be next session, so peer-to-peer session and a short lecture, which will be in the similar format like today's. And we will talk about the attracting and engaging the customers. So how to find new customers, how to talk with them. This is very broad question, broad topic, but I believe you will get some interesting inputs and also some experiences as today. And the last peer-to-peer session, it will be, the date will be sent to you after this event. It's about optimizing limited resources. So some of the resources are quite limited, and many SMEs in the field of tourism are facing it. So basically, we will do it also in this way. I would like to thank you all, to the Anna Rita as a key lecturer today, to all the 3 companies that presented their way of tackling the seasonality, and also to Julia and all of you who were part of this event today. I wish you a nice day, a nice week, and we see you soon in the 2nd of July. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.